Hi everyone, welcome to another Sailor Moon Crystal review. This is for Sailor Moon Crystal Act 31, and it takes place right where Act 30 leaves off, and we see Sansa, aka Sailor Pluto, in Mugen's school laboratory, one of the science laboratories, and I think she's studying plants. In Season 3, for the 90s, Sailor Pluto did not study plants, so that's different. And people are talking about her, asking, why does she want to study this? Why does she want to study that? Why is she so interested in this? People think she's mysterious. So, there's another thing. We also find out, jumping ahead a little bit, Chibiusa has to create a school project, and she wants to create the Holy Grail, aka the Purity Chalice. So she takes the materials that she needs to Mamoru's house, and her and Usagi stay over, and before they help her make it, she explains to both Mamoru and Usagi that this chalice, this Holy Grail, she keeps seeing in her mother's room, and she kind of wants her own version of it. So they help her make it, and she falls asleep during them trying to make it, and so next day, she takes it to school and shows it to her teacher, and her teacher says, maybe we should give the gifts to someone who we cherish. So she tries to give it to Hotaru. Also, in the 90s, Chibiusa wanted to make the Purity Chalice for an art project, and a classmate helped her make it. And so, but it was Michiru, I think, is Sailor Neptune's Japanese name. She was teaching the class instead of just some random teacher, so that's different. And she was telling the student who was helping Chibiusa that Chibiusa won't learn unless she does it herself. Well, in this crystal, no one said anything like that to Chibiusa. So, she brings the chalice to Hotaru, and Usagi is like, hey, Mamoru and I made that and stuff for you. So she explains that if she gave it to Mamoru, if Chibiusa gave it to Mamoru, then Usagi would feel left out. So she lets her give it to Hotaru. Hotaru is kind of taken aback by it, kind of hesitant, and she says that it's not right that I take it, and Chibiusa insists. Well, she has another attack, and Usagi runs off and I think uses the restroom, I'm not sure, and she runs into Dr. Toma. Well, while she explains, I'm trying to find Hotaru's room, he helps her. And so back to the Hotaru having an attack thing. So Hotaru has another attack, and she sees the glow, I think, from the silver crystal from Chibiusa, and she feels better, and she's like, ooh, that's nice. So again, I think her name's Tallulah. I think it's the plant's villain's name. So Tallulah takes over. Kaori Knight is still talking to a fountain, but we find out that the fountain is possessed by Pharaoh 90, whereas in the 90s, Hotaru was the host. So Pharaoh 90 tells Kaori Knight that they need to hurry up and get the talismans and energy. So Tallulah makes the attempt to get that stuff by using plants. Whereas in the 90s they did use the plant idea, but again it didn't take effect till toward the end of the S season. So that's different. It's going a lot faster in Crystal than it did in the 90s. And we also find out that in Crystal, Mako, Sailor Jupiter, loves plants. She's in a plant club, I think. So anyway, she buys one of the plants to study, and they find out that it doesn't need sunlight or water, so how does it grow? Well, they don't know until it's too late. It sucks out the energy from the human. Whereas I believe in the 90s that's what happened to the plant again. So they find out that, and Pharaoh 90 warns Kaori Knight that Sailor Moon has the power of the Spiral Heart Moon Rod, so that's more powerful. And also, another thing is, Sailor Pluto joins joins the alliance, really, kind of, sort of, when Sailor Moon's attack doesn't help with this monster. Sailor Pluto jumps in and does the Deadly Scream attack, and that's where Act 31 ends. So I'm assuming that her attack helped, but I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Sailor Pluto finds Michiru and Haruka, and they kind of join together and make an alliance with just them three. So, but Sailor Pluto helps the Guardians out when Sailor Moon's attack doesn't work. And we get to see Sailor Mini Moon, Chibi Moon, get the pink sugar heart attack wand. And again, that doesn't help either. So, in all, Sailor Pluto kills the monster this episode, and that's where it ends. So, that is where Act 31 ends. I will see you all for the next Sailor Moon Crystal Crystal review. See you later, Moonies. Bye-bye.